make this, which are the difference between the Pfizer, the Moderna, the AstraZeneca, the Johnson and Johnson vaccines? Which are the main difference? I don't know which one of you would like to take that question. I think you're all so well prepared to answer it, but yeah.
I feel like I've been talking too much. Maybe, Dr. I mean.
Yeah, so.
I don't think you've been talking too much at all. I think you clearly know what you're talking about. Briefly, since I am not as well versed as all vaccines, but so Moderna and Pfizer are both mRNA. The difference between, and they're both 2-dose vaccines, the difference between the two of those is that their kind of outer component, lipid, which is basically the way they're kind of getting into the cell, is a little bit different. And so for that reason, the Pfizer vaccine has to be stored at a different temperature compared to the Moderna vaccine. And that's in the structure of both of those. So similar mRNA, but the outside part is a little bit different. The AstraZeneca vaccine is an adenovirus, which adenovirus is another type of respiratory virus. And adenovirus pieces have been used in prior vaccinations. And so that one is also based on a 2-dose series. Johnson & Johnson is a 1-dose series, also adenovirus. But they are also in the process of trying 2 doses too, actually, as well. So that's a little bit of the difference there. And then there's other ones that are kind of coming. So Novavax has a vaccine coming out, and that's a protein-based. So different from the mRNA, but more of like a protein unit. And that one is also a 2-dose. So most of these that are coming out are 2-dose based. And then there's a lot of ones that are in phase 1 trials still. I would actually say one of the things that I use to kind of keep these vaccines in track and to pay attention is the New York Times COVID vaccine tracker. And I think a lot of the comments that were made is that medicine has to be broken down. And I absolutely agree. I think that is part of our untrustworthiness, the fact that we don't explain things so that people can't understand them and they can't make informed decisions for themselves and their families. And that is a huge disservice to everyone, because who we are trying to serve is the people. And if the people don't understand what we're trying to do, then really what are we doing, right? So I think breaking down that transparency and trying to have conversations and where we can actually explain things like, I understood mRNAs way better now. I mean, I thought I knew them, but now I really have that breakdown in my head. And I think that is something we can all kind of learn from going forward. So I would say those are simply like, those are the differences between them. Both AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson have had different kind of outcomes. I think the efficacy for the AstraZeneca vaccine was about 70%. Johnson & Johnson's results won't be out probably until the end of January, but we'll have a better idea. And Novavax is going to start enrolling towards the end of December. And then there's a lot of vaccines being used in China and Russia that have not completed their phase 3 trials, but have already been in use. And there are arguments of obviously the safety of not waiting for a trial to be complete, but those are limited uses in those places.